Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we are playing Blue-White Stoneblade. We have Stoneforge Mystic, which can fetch one of 3 powerful equipment, pre-war formalware, Assimilation Aegis, which helps us exile opposing creatures, kind of like a creature-based Oblivion Ring, and it's blue and white. And we've got the Meteor Sword. All of these can be blinked by Felia, Exuberant Shepherd. She can also blink our Quantum Riddlers and help us get a Quantum Riddler ahead of schedule and draw a bunch of cards in the process. We are a Tamiyo deck. We do have the cantrips and we do have the interaction. We've got the 4 Force of Will. We've got an additional Force Negation in the main. Dress Down is a very good card to potentially stop Lekathasa's Oracle win. And then we have Solitude. This card is really strong in the meta right now. I know not everybody's playing it in their control decks, but they should consider it. It is so good against lots of different decks. Any creature-oriented deck, of course, but also it's really good against show and tell decks. So that combined with Plow, we should be able to stay alive, and we just want to stay alive and make our land drops because this is a no reserve list deck. We are not playing any Tundras in here. We are just playing islands and plains and fetch lands. So we're going to be able to put our lands on the table and they are going to stay there, ignoring all wastelands. I'm very hyped about that. Sideboard is Prismatic Endings. We've got 3 Wrath of the Skies. These are very good against the go wide strategies that represent nearly half of the meta right now. Tons of creature decks right now. We've got 3 Force of Negations in the sideboard to complement the one in the main deck so we don't lose to combo. We've got 3 Hydroblast, which can come in against Delver and also against the scary Ocelot Pride decks. And we've got 4 Consigned to Memory for combo and for Eldrazi. First round's already started. We're up against likely show and tell deck, Epinephrine. This hand's fine. It does turn 1 Tamiyo, and then we can figure things out from there. Solitude's great because we can put it in response to them doing something crazy. All right, so we're going to show immediately that we are a blue deck, and hopefully that gets them to slow their roll and not just jam a turn 1 show and tell. If they do jam turn 1 show and tell, we have Quantum Riddler that we can put in, draw a card. We could also Solitude, but that has to hope that they're not putting in a fatty. Okay, it looks like they may turn 1 us. Are they going to go for it? If this is Omniscience... Oh, it's stock up. Okay, good. False Alarm. Nothing to see here. So they did use a pedal for that, so it's a 2 for 2. All right, let's go ahead and attack. Gosh, we're drawing a lot of lands, aren't we? And our Flooded Strands and Prismatic Vistas are functionally identical here. So I'm going to go ahead and just play a Flooded Strand because if I show them Prismatic Vista, that tells them that I'm a no reserve list type deck, which if they know anything about my channel, they'll know that I frequently play those. So I'd be giving away a lot of information. So the good news is we can Solitude twice, but that's where the good news ends. Oh no, we could go get, if we get another turn, we can go get the sword. So let's talk about what we don't need. We can't do anything here, so maybe we just float a land on top. So we could show and tell, put in Solitude, and then if they force, we could show and tell pitch, force Stoneforge Mystic. That could work. Kind of want to hold this Brainstorm just in case of a catastrophe. And I'll keep the Quantum Riddler as a blue card for force. Let's do that. So we're just going to plus here and we'll pass. And if they force, I probably will attempt a Brainstorm to try to find something here. If they just go for it. But they have to assume that, okay, they're not going for it. That's huge for us. Do I want the land? I don't need the land. I can just Stoneforge Mystic. If I take the land, I have Brainstorm up. I'll take the land. Okay. So we're going to play this out. I don't think that we're going to get this all the way. I'm tempted to just regrow it. I'm going to go ahead and get a Plains here. Now I'm going to go ahead and play this out. Meteor Sword is pretty good against show and tell strategies, but if they have the other card, like they may be on Omnitell. Do we want to plus? I could just minus and get this Brainstorm back. This card advantage. I don't want them to be able to resolve it. They're doing damage to themselves with this, though. I think I want to pressure their life total. I'm just going to regrow this. Now we can pass. So we have plenty of stuff to do if they try to show and tell. Like we can Meteor Sword the Omniscience, and then if they cast an Emrakul, that's fine. We'll just Solitude it. They're brainstorming. I think against combo decks, you almost always just want to minus just to lock in your value. Because if you can stop their volley, like we're not going to win without having to stop something. They are definitely going to attempt to do something this game with the volume of cantrips and everything in the deck. But they have tapped out of Veil of Summer for the turn, unless they have a land drop. But generally, like unless they have a pedal too, they're probably not going to be able to get that in. We do have to worry about Carpet of Flowers in the post-war game, so I'll be more aggressively fetching planes out of my deck. Okay, they're surveilling, which means I can do an end step Brainstorm. Just be mana efficient. I'm not a fan of doing this, but like I've got so many cards already, and I can correct this clue and do other stuff. I just want to be mana efficient. Find a force. Or 2 forces. Love it. Gosh. Yeah, now I'm thinking about just like hitting something with the sword in the end step. I don't have a way to stop the Riddler from warping out. I guess I could just leave the Solitude on top. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we'll draw. Let's go ahead and plus. I have Force of Negation, Hardcast up. I've got 7 cards in my hand. I can Brainstorm into more interaction if I need it. I can just end step Meteor Sword and hit something. But it's kind of nice just having the Meteor Sword in my hand, because I have to figure out how to solve that. I would like to make a land drop. I think I'm going to Brainstorm and try to find a land drop. Okay, I didn't find a land drop. In fact, I found a bunch of stuff that is not good at all. I'll put back the swords, which is pretty terrible. And I'll put back a Riddler. I'm not going to riddle through. I'll just keep up the option of cracking a clue here. And I'll keep up the option of Meteor Sword. Game 1 is always very interesting and it's always very uphill. It'll get better with Game 2 and Game 3 because we'll have more stuff that we can deploy here. Mana is not a bottleneck anymore. What are they doing here? Aluren. Well, I can let this come out and then I can fight. But then that means, let's see how many cards we can get them to commit to their game plan. Yeah, because I have double force up. I can just Solitude. And then I can Meteor Sword that. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do this now. And I think they're probably just going to go ahead and they can wait till the Meteor Sword comes in and targets Aluren. Formidable Speaker. I'm going to let that resolve. And if they get the card, I have Force of Will to protect Solitude on it. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to go ahead and Solitude. And then I just force fight over the remaining. And I think I'll probably be able to win this force fight. They force. I'm going to Force of Negate, pitching a Quantum Riddler. And I still have a force to go. I'm taking out their Aluren. They get the trigger. They can do some silly dinky thing with the dungeon. They get to scry 1. We'll take that out. I have, I think, like a plow on top of my deck, if I recall. So I can plow, and then I can Quantum Riddler and draw 2 cards. I wish, in retrospect, that I held the plow in hand instead of put the Solitude in hand, because I would have rather pitch a plow than a Solitude, because Solitude's free. So I did punt. Okay, they shuffled. They get their card. I have a Riddler. Huh. Well, I think I do want a plus here. And then I'll just warp. And then I'll plow. I can just hold the plow. There's no reason to fire it off. Yeah. All right. So we still need to find a way to win. But we're like 2 turns from Tamiyo Ultimate. So it's not that big of a deal. I have Force, blue card, and I have Plow. I don't want it to plow the Formidable Speaker. Stoneforge can block the Formidable Speaker. Next turn, I could just equip the Meteor Sword and attack if I need to, but I think it'll be faster to just Tamiyo Ultimate. Land, please. Yes. Okay, so we're getting closer to casting our Riddler here. There is the option of just plowing and then riddling to draw 2 cards, but there is a risk. I think I'm just going to plus and chill. So I have Clue Crack up. I've got a lot of options. They ponder. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and activate this Clue in the end step. Okay, another plow. That's fine. Let's draw 20 cards, approximately. I'm going to play this out. Okay, and now if my opponent wants, they can wait while I sort my deck. They scoop. Okay, cool. All right, and I still like the Tamiyo downtick just to make sure that we had fodder, because we could have found ourselves in a situation where we didn't have enough interaction, but I feel very comfortable finishing with like an extra force in hand on that exchange. So here, Consign is the card we bring in. We can actually consign the trigger that bounces it back to hand if we want. So this does a good job too. Cards we don't really care as much about, like Plow, can technically answer the thing if they're going off, but I think it's less good than the Solitude. Dress Down is pretty good because it can also just shut off the ability. I think the ability on Acerorek is like it will be seen by Dress Down. It's not like a cast trigger. So we could just shut that down and then it's stuck in play. And they have a 5/5, but we can beat a 5/5. We do need to cut a couple more cards. I don't really want to cut any blue cards. Pre-war, they're not going to go after our stuff, and then we can take out a Stoneforge. And we could, in theory, cut a land on the draw. I probably could have cut a Plains, but I'm going to proactively be fetching Plains out of respect for Carpet, as I mentioned in game 1. Okay, this hand is very good. I like it. But I don't like my opponent to think that I like it, so I like to wait a moment. So there will be a lot of dramatic pauses while we sing the Jeopardy song, which I won't sing because I don't want to get like copyright claimed. But you can just imagine the Jeopardy song in your head while I'm waiting. Okay, let's go. So this is like if we draw a land and we get to curve Felia, it's so strong. We are going to do our broken turn 1 Tamio. World's smallest violin playing for the broken combo deck that has to play against Tamio. All right. Land? Oh, you just made my day, deck. All right. So we're going to get a clue. And then we're going to get Felia in the end step. And then we're going to get a Riddler. And things are going to be groovy. Stock up is fine. I'll let it go because I have Consign. Let's think about this. I have Consign for the next turn. I'm going to let him do it. Best thing I could draw would be a blue card. And that's also, coincidentally, the most likely thing I draw. I've got like 30 blue cards in the deck right now. All right. That's not that great. I'll just attack and we'll pass. Sometimes it does make sense to force a stock up, but I didn't do it there because I want to keep my options open. Like it could be there on a slower curve. Okay. So now that doesn't give them the really broken thing. I'm fine with them having this. I'll just fetch Plains for the rest of the game. Okay. And now in the end step, let's go get a Plains and we're going to attempt a Felia. Felia represents a threat, especially when they're on 2 Ancient Tomb mana base. All right, we're in. Love it. Blue card, please. Give me a blue card. No. Okay, well, I am going to go ahead and warp a Riddler here. She is going to flip, but she'll do so on my end step. Sadly. Draw trigger. Blue card. Come on, I've got tons of blue cards. All right, perfect. Now let's go ahead and attack. We'll warp our Riddler. And unfortunately, if I do go get mana for Consign, it means they are going to get more mana from Carpet for the rest of the game. The Riddler returns with gifts. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. And I could have technically consigned that if I needed to get it out earlier, but I think it's fine. All right. Double Force. Brainstorm. They don't currently have Veil, but I suspect they're probably going to find Veil. It's going to be tricky here. Assimilation Aegis removes the creature. However, we don't have the mana to deploy it. We could just, yeah. Like, I need to force here. Oh, that's fine. So they're gearing up for a longer game, but the game's not going to go much longer. Okay. Or maybe they just want to have the Carpet mana here because it's like a free ritual effect, basically. So I will definitely force to Hellbent because then I start drawing lots of cards. Actually, I won't next turn, unfortunately. There's the blue mana. There's the Show and Tell. I don't have a lot of optionality here. I think I just have to force here. I could Force of Negation. Pitching Force of Negation. And then I still have Consign up, but I'm just going to double force. And they're going to Veil, and I'm going to force again, and hopefully that'll stop it. Okay, that's pretty spectacular, team. Bam. My excellent friends. All right. So I'll play this out. I'm going to go get the sword. I'll plus. Now we have Meteor Sword. If they Show and Tell again, they're going to have to do something else. We will flicker our Stoneforge Mystic. Doesn't really matter. So we have Brainstorm plus Shuffle. Brainstorm will draw us 2 cards. Or 4 cards. So there's a decent chance that we find a force effect if we have to do it. But again, I don't want to give them any lands. So they're on a 1-turn clock. They're dead next turn. I could have brainstormed and put this back in and then gotten that extra card. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll use the ability just to confirm I took out pre-war. Yes, I did. Okay. So we're probably dead if they have... Well, it depends on what approach they use here. But they didn't have more forces. Another Ancient Tomb. Okay, they're just suiciding. Love it. All right. That was a clean one. 2-0 against a combo deck with our $1,000, blue-white deck. All right, round 2. My opponent is a fan of the Moonshadow. Big fan of the channel, too. They also have considerable range as a player. Play combo as well. I mean, if they're on Moonshadow, this is okay. Actually, I don't really want to keep a 5-lander ever. This is fine. We don't interact at all, but it's hopefully okay. I'm going to put this back because I can fetch once and still not have the worst storm. And land number 4 is probably worse than Felia number 2. Just in case Felia number 1 gets struck down. We get to be on the play. I'm going to put the fear into them with this island so they don't storm me out. They have fetching. Bayou. Okay, this might be Moonshadow. Moonshadow. Very cool card. All right. We're unlikely to be able to successfully ambush it. It will almost certainly be a 2-2 or maybe a 4-4 or something by the time it attacks. Wow. Lots of Felias. They could be a Daze deck. I'm going to go ahead and play this out in main phase. I think it's unlikely they're on a 3rd color, but I'm going to try it. Snuff out. That's fine. We've got more doggos. Where that came from. That Wasteland will find no purchase. Coming in for 1. Sure you don't want to waste your Bayou? That grows Moonshadow twice. All right. Well, we can just chill. I no longer think they are on Daze if they're playing a Wasteland in their deck. I mean, they could, I guess Daze and Wasteland go hand in hand, but I don't care anymore because I've got the land. Nurturing Peatland. Okay. So I think it's a dedicated black-green strategy. This could be there's a deck that's running around pretty vigorously right now, which involves Hogaak with Moonshadow. I am fine if you kill this. Okay. I've only taken 2 damage so far, which is great. Okay, so I think there's a very real chance that they are going to do me dirty here. But I'm going to go for it. Bowmaster me. I know you have it. Kill my poor doggo. All right. I tried. Ping number 1. If I rip a Plow or a Solitude, we're fine. No, actually, it's too late at that point because I'll have already ripped and the ping will already be on the stack. Yeah, that's too bad. Of course, we get just another land. Our deck has not been cooperating particularly well this game. I can flash the 3rd Felia in to block the Bowmaster. So this is in exile. I mean, we can actually play it next turn, but I don't want to play it into a face-up Bowmaster. So what I'm going to hope to do is trade with, or block, straight up block the Orcish Bowmaster here. And then even if they kill Felia, I can still bring this out. Like the main thing is just not dealing with the Bowmaster. That's a Mortuary. It's probably going to grow the Moonshadow here. It does not. They keep. Come on, bring the Bowmaster with you. Yes. All right. So they have no reason to expect me to have a 3rd Felia, but I do. And if this works, we're going to be riddling next turn. And if my opponent is like, oof, the 3rd one, they have no idea how unlucky I've gotten to draw so many of these. The other Fatal Push. I mean, they would never expect the 4th one. So if they kill this one, I'll take the 4 damage and then, All right. That is very lucky for me. Okay. So I did at least reduce the damage by 1. Crop Rotation. Okay. So they may be getting a Karakas here to bounce this out of the way. Crop Rotation is a sick card. Very excited to see what my opponent's doing over there. Oh, they're going to warp it out. That's fine. It did save me a damage. This is until my upkeep. I think I get it back. And then I can immediately attack, which is nice. Because I can take out this Orc Army. But I can't deploy my Riddler, unfortunately. All right. I like that. Wait, why did this go on the stack? Why is Bowmaster triggering? Yeah, they just released a patch a few minutes ago, so there must be some bug. And hopefully it's not like every time I draw, I'm going to get pinged. Okay, they're pinging me. This grows the Orc Army. Again, this is highly unfortunate, but that is just playing on MTGO. It's remarkable how few bugs there actually are here. I'm pretty low in life. I think I just go get the thing the Aegis, and then I can target this, and then I can get a giant Moonshadow. Check this out. I'm going to go like this. Aegis. I'm going to exile the Orc Army. Then I'm going to flicker the Aegis, and then I'm going to take their Moonshadow. This is going to machine gun their board. And I would like to grab a second equipment, but I'd rather take that Moonshadow off the table. Okay, they have the Fatal Push. Or maybe not. They're just growing it. Looking for a Snuff Out, maybe? So when I equip the Aegis, Moonshadow, like this creature is going to be a copy of Moonshadow, but it didn't enter, so it's going to be a 7/7 menace immediately. Then I'm going to be able to aggro them. I love this card. So they may not yet realize that they're about to get attacked for 7 unblockably, or like practically unblockably, but they will soon. The real question is, am I going to get pinged during my normal draw step? Because that will dramatically impact the outcome of the game. White of the Reliquary is powerful, but they actually, because we're an exile-based deck, they don't really have anything good in their graveyard. Wait, why? Oh, they're going to play a Hogaak. Okay, that's fine. So I can just warp Hogaak out of the way. How much damage can I do? I can give them their Moonshadow back, and it does enter. But like me equipping doesn't give it. Another one. Okay. I think these are both going to trigger in the upkeep. That's crazy that the bug is like that. Let's see. We'll see. Come on, don't trigger. Oh my goodness! Orcish Bowmasters is the best card ever printed. Just kill my... Okay. Yeah, sorry. I really wanted to play a league, but like they screwed up. Yeah. I mean, like there's no way I can ever beat that. You know? Can I? Well, I'm going to try to beat it. I'm going to try to beat the broken Bowmasters. It's killing my Felia here. What could I draw? I already drew. Let's see. So I attack them for 7. It doesn't matter. I've got a Felia that I can put out there. They can chump this, but it can't really. I mean, like, all right. Let's just go to. Let's try. I mean, I feel confident I would have won that one without the bug. First of all, they got an extra ping, which created an extra army, and like I feel very confident that we were in a domineering position because Assimilation Aegis, we could have blinked it. Yeah, we could have blinked it and just taken their Hogaak. Like I probably would have attacked, and Felia would have attacked too. Felia could have blinked the Stoneforge Mystic, and then Stoneforge Mystic, like Felia crashes in. What could we have done? I do feel like I could have won that, though. I don't want to try to verbalize it because I need to make sure I sideboard in time. So we're going to bring in the Prismatic Endings. We're basically become a white deck here. I'll just take out my blue stuff. Dresdown is actually pretty good here. I don't like Quantum Riddler here in this matchup at all. I don't want to go completely out of him, but we don't need him to win. Okay, so I just took Riddler out completely, but I've still got enough blue cards, I think. Let's see, I've got 4, 8, 12, 13, 17, 18. That's pretty low. But all these other cards are great. I mean, obviously against, like, it's questionable as to whether Tommy is even good here. It's probably better than a Riddler that, like... Okay, so here, this is a keep. I have the Plains, which is very important. You always have to have a Plains hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably instep Brainstorm. No, I'm just going to hold Brainstorm for force. My hand's fine. My opponent said they sleeved up the deck that I'm playing right now when they saw it in the video because it's so powerful. Can you imagine like Bowmasters that actually did trigger every single draw? Not just like that would just be insane. They also got the good call on buying the Moonshadows. All right, so I'm going to put out the Vista, and I think I'm just going to fetch now. I mean, this may seem weird, but the reason is I just don't want to deal with the Oppo agent if it's in their deck for some reason. I'm not going to brainstorm. I just have zero interest in brainstorming. I'm like fine with my hand the way it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the island. I'm going to play the Stoneforge. And because there's a high likelihood they're going to be like pushing stuff, they have non-XL based removal, I'm just going to go get the equipment immediately. Don't thought seize me, please. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to force this. I feel like if I Thoughtseize and if I play a strong fair game, I'll be fine. Or Stoneforge is going to go get the pre-war. Ponder is not a great draw, but it's not terrible. Yeah, why did I force that? Because my entire game plan falls apart without the Stoneforge Mystic. So pre-war, get the best equipment ever printed. We'll pass. Now we can Felia, and even if they kill it, she's going to come right back and she'll be better than ever. Noble Hierarch coming out. I do have a disturbingly small volume of interaction here. So that's a... Okay, no Hogaak yet, but there could be one in hand, and they can now cast it. It's a big scary creature. That is great. So I'm just going to chill and instep this Felia, and then I can force to protect it. And yeah, these can block if they attack in. Wasteland, again, no purchase. All right, they can attack and get a buff. That's fine. I'm not going to trade my Felia for that. All right, they're playing Grist. Do I want to force that? That's a 3-mana play. It can target my Stoneforge. If it does, I can put the pre-war in, but it can't bring her back in time. Yeah, I could just instep the Felia and then get it back if they're sacking, but if they may want to sack actively. I think I'm just going to force. They could have Snuff Out, which would be a mild annoyance, but it's only a mild annoyance because they can pre-war. Oh, that card's so annoying. Okay, well, that might be really good. So Felia comes in. All right. So we're going to go ahead and attack here with Felia. That's so close to being insane. If I had one more land, maybe those ponders would have, the ponder and the brainstorms that I threw away would have done something there, huh? I feel like I'm kind of like playing a garbage con because I know they're OP. Bowmasters are going to arrive any minute. Let's go ahead and do this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording the league until they fix the bug. So, like, I don't think I'm going to win against Bowmasters, which is already a very strong card. But when it can also do the disgusting things that it's doing, that's just not going to work. Okay. This comes back, and I'll go get the sword. Do I want to get the sword, or do I want to get the removal? Because if I kill a Hogaak with the removal thing, it's pretty good. They have plenty of land. I mean, I can't go after land, actually. That might be worth it. I don't know. I think I'm going to get the Meteor Sword, because Meteor Sword, I can blink. I can't blink the thing without giving them the creature back. All right, so no blocks here. Play a 1-drop. Okay, White of the Reliquary. So I don't want to have to wrath my entire board just to deal with this. It's already a 5/5. Do I think it's worth kamikazing my Felia to blow up 2 of their lands? Probably. Okay, they hit my graveyard, which doesn't matter because I don't have a creature in there yet. I will have a Felia in there soon. All right, another Stoneforge. That doesn't help. All right. I can activate attack. I mean, the real question is how much are they going to hit me back for? They only have 1 green source. No, they have this too. Let's go after the green source. And then I'll just blink and I'll hit one of their lands, their other lands as well. I mean, I could go after the creatures, but they'll just use the Shroud ability. The Shroud ability, not Shard. I'm going to do this. And again, they've already used the Bajuka Bog, so I don't think they're likely. They may be playing Endurance, but I think they're just going to block here, kill it, and then I can pre-warp back. Or I can Wrath, and then I can pre-war. Like if I draw out Plains, then I just Wrath their entire board. That's probably win. Yeah, okay, that's not unexpected. I am worried about the amount of damage I'm going to take. Also, white can protect itself. I'm going to hit the swamp just in case the ability to recur a... like, I wouldn't want them to like loam this Bajuka Bog back and then use it to get rid of my Felia. All right. So, can they kill me? It doesn't look like they can kill me yet. They'll probably just attack me for 6. Chains of Mephistopheles. That card... Sorry. If you're watching this and you're a fan of this card is just has so little impact usually. Okay, and they're going to phase that out. That doesn't make any difference. They're just playing a land. Now they're hellbent. Okay, and if I find a land, the game's over because I'll just wrath their entire board. It's not necessarily over, but it's almost certainly over. They can phase this out, but they may not have more of these. Okay, so they opted to go ahead and hit for the max here, which is fine. The important thing is they didn't draw Bowmasters. Imagine if this were a Bowmasters, how much more impactful it would be. So this is good against like Brainstorm and stuff. Like, all right, so I need a white source immediately. Come on, deck. I mean, Tomio's a chumper. I think I had to just play out 2 chumpers, sadly. And I'll just chump with everything. And then we'll hope to get lucky and find a white source. If we find a white source, which there are, I don't know, like probably at least 10 left in our deck in 45 cards, then we'll be fine. But if that doesn't happen, we're super dead. But I feel like at this point, if I can wrath the board, like it'll be so strong. I'll happily sacrifice all my creatures if I need to survive this turn cycle. They're going to go get... Okay, so this gives them 3 cards in their graveyard. It did not give them a Hogaak, but it does make the white stronger. They could have Sejiri Step in their deck, but I have 2 different colors of creatures, so I don't think that'll be enough. This card... The reason this card is really mediocre, in my humble opinion, is it comes out, it does nothing, and then your opponent knows it's out, so of course they're not going to like brainstorm or ponder. Okay, they've been at Wasteland. It is like a $1,200 card. Let's go ahead and block here. I probably should have blocked with Tamio instead because, okay, they're going to play the Hogaak. Unfortunately, Hogaak means I can't win anymore, I don't think. I mean, I can exile Hogaak with Assimilation Aegis. I guess that's fine. Wait, how are they casting? They must have Hogaak in hand. They drew that for turn. If they have the Talongate, then they can, when I cast this, they can, yeah, they can phase it out. Unfortunately, in Wrathing, I will blow up my stuff. So I can't Wrath this turn. I just have to Aegis and then target that and hope that they don't have another Talongate. If they do, then the game's over because they'll be able to attack. And I think they're probably playing 2. Dress Down doesn't do it. It does remove Trample, actually. Yeah, I think the sad thing is to do is... But then if they phase one of these out, then I won't get it back. So I do need to go for this and hope that they don't have it. Oh, no, they can just sacrifice the land. Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, they remembered. Good games. Yeah, so what I could have done is I could have Dressed Down, and that actually would have been better here. But I figured they had 2. Because like the other decks usually play 2. I think they misunderstood my question because of the sequence. I like asked Talongates as a second question. I also have 2 crops so I can get it. So you have 2 Talongates. I just want to be 100% clear. 1 Talon, 1 Caracas. Okay. So what they could have done is they would have gotten Caracas and then bounced it. Okay. So they could have got like, I Dress Down and they just put it out of the way and then they have 2 big attackers and we die. I could take away the trample, but I couldn't take away the fact that they would have had 2 giant attackers and they would have been able to remove one of my creatures. So we were going to lose that game for sure, but I believe we would have won game 1. Let's see if we wouldn't have drawn anything meaningful. I mean, these are meaningful, but they would have been a few turns down the line, and this wouldn't have been the second white that we needed to Wrath, even if we could somehow get this out of the play, which we wouldn't have been able to. So they won this game handily. All right. I just got a refund for the league, and it looks like BOWMASTER is fixed. I'm going to go ahead and just continue with the league. Unfortunately, we are 1-1 after that bug that almost certainly cost us the first game of that match, but I am going to hold strong, and we're likely up against a combo gamer. His hand is really strong. It has Force Blue card. It has both of our colors, Felia, Stoneforge. I'm liking it. Okay, Oops All Spells. Dark Ritual. I'm not going to force that Dark Ritual. Sometimes I do force, but yeah, they have packed. Okay, so we have some time. Our deck does not win quickly. Draw a land for turn. Gosh, they still have 4 cards. They could easily rebuild. I just have to hope. They only have 8 of these creatures. I have to hope that they need to find one because they already have one in hand. We're living on borrowed time for sure. I will just play this out and keep some ambiguity because if they just win, I don't want them to know anything about my deck, and everybody plays Flood of Strain in their blue deck. Okay. It's tapped in. That's good for us because we're not dead. I think I am going to go ahead and just grab a Plains. I don't want to draw more land. Just fetch the thing here. Okay, Brainstorm is actually reasonable. I'll just chill and see what they do here because I could Brainstorm and maybe find a Force if absolutely necessary. I could also potentially find a Plow. It's shocked in. We're dead. Oh, never mind. That's totally cool. Yeah, this card sucks. It's good against us, but it's not going to win. We're going to waltz right by it. Okay. I'm going to start with a Brainstorm. If I find a Plow, I'll just plow this out of the way. Oh, Solitude's not bad. We could Solitude pitching this backup Felia. I definitely don't want all these lands. Actually, I think I just Riddle and flip the Riddler, and then if they want to trade with this, that's fine. And I have Solitude. And I have another Felia that can start blinking the sword. Is that where we want to go? Blinking the sword? I think we just want to kill them quickly. They're low on life. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and fetch. So we get a card. It's another Riddler. We're going to get another card in the end step. I'm almost certain they're going to block here. But they might try to aggro us, which is not going to work out well for them. Okay, that's fine. I think that was pretty good block. All right. So we'll go ahead and get this back. We draw a trigger. Come on, force. Oh, Second Solitude is not terrible. Like, we might get a chance to use it. So what I'm planning to do is probably brainstorm and put away like the chaff that we're inevitably going to draw. This is the one that they pay to activate. Yeah, we're going to die, unfortunately. That really sucks. They can't ban this deck soon enough. I'm so sick of playing against it. I just lost a trophy to it a few minutes ago before I started recording this. Yeah. Okay, so we've got 2 Narcomoves coming in. Okay, actually Solitude might be able to just remove the bridge from below here. And then I don't think they'll get back enough bodies to win. And it doesn't even matter if it gets forced. Wait, actually, it does matter if it gets forced because this is only if it goes to the graveyard from battlefield. Okay. So I'll let this first one resolve. They could... they have Memory's Journey? I don't see Memory's Journey. Let's see how many... Oh, I do see it. Okay. I see 1, 2... I think they have a Pact of Negation in hand. We'll see if they make the mistake of not pacting here. They should pact. Okay. So we're going to put the Evoke on the stack, and then we will go ahead and exile this. So they have 1 fewer creature. Now they're going to need a Memory's Journey. They can Memory's Journey reanimate, and then they just draw that and use that spell to win the game. Because they have the green mana to flashback. Okay. That one will trigger. This gives us a turn to potentially draw a force. But I think they do have Pact in hand, and they're going to just Memory's Journey and protect their reanimate with the Pact. Right, and unfortunately, this is going to put 2 Poxwalkers into their deck. Or out, so they can then target. What do they get? Yeah, I forgot about the fact that they would get both of these back. So there wasn't really anything we could do here, unfortunately. And yeah, I assume this is targeting. Yeah, good game, whatever. Was it a good game though? I'm sorry. I'm so sick of playing against this deck. I'll try not to be tilted. But like that trophy, like I worked so hard for that trophy. It was like 3 hours of grinding. And then of course the final matchup was just, the final games were about 3 minutes. Okay, so Force Negation, get in the deck. Consign to Memory, get in the deck. I don't think Pre-War matters here. I don't think Plow's good enough. Dress Down is actually pretty good. We can take out a Stoneforge since we took out that, and I'll take out a land. I'll take out one of my islands. Let's do it. Okay, this is about as good as we can hope for. I'm not going to mulligan this. I don't have a turn 1 play. I mean, this is really bad, but like we draw a Brainstorm, we're fine. I should have like clicked just keep with confidence. If they have so much as the Thoughtseize, we're going to lose. But this is just an atrocious matchup. And if like there are a bunch of people talking about like April 1st, like April Fool's Day, let's all play Oops so we can signal to Wizards that like, first of all, that's never going to work. They don't give a damn. They're not watching. It's not going to have an impact. Don't bother doing it. You're just going to annoy players that are trying to have fun. If that looks like it's going to happen, I'm just going to play the most I'll play like, freaking Helm against them. Leyline Helm. And I'll just farm those fools. I understand the spirit of like, okay, let's get rid of it. But like, you're just part of the problem. If you're doing that, I don't think it's going to work. I think it's just going to annoy a bunch of people, make people not want to play Legacy. So I'll leave with this. That way I have the option of fetching white. Yeah, this force is a lot better than Force Negation, and I'm worried that we mulligan and maybe we just get a Force Negation hand instead of a Force of Will hand. They can't actually stop the creature. Solitude is not good enough. We saw they just have so many graveyard threats. They kept 7 here, so I'm expecting them to be able to rebuild here. They're either looking for mana or they're looking for a threat. I'm going to let it go. I have 1 spell. They reveal a Bogart Trawler, so that's just a land. Okay, and they're not going. This is good. I'm not worried about their crappy beatdown plan. I'm going to go ahead and just ponder and see what I find. Should I Tomio instead? Tomio can create clues. I've got plenty of mana. I'm going to Tomio instead. And I'm just going to hope that we get another turn. Like, this is one of the reasons Tomio is the best draw engine, is because in compressed games like this where you only get a couple turns, she immediately starts recouping cards. All right, it looks like they're having a slower start, which is so good for us. Okay, Stoneforge Mystic is great. So we can go get the Aegis, and then we can also Ponder. I'm going to do that. I mean, we do have Solitude that we're giving up on. No, Aegis, we're not giving up on Solitude if we Aegis. Or I could just flip Tomio here. That might actually be better. Let's just do that. Because now I have like Solitude up if they try to play the 3-drop. And if they don't have an acceleration. But it's hard to imagine a situation where they don't have the acceleration. I'm going to Ponder first. Because I might not want to crack this clue. Like I might want to hold up Consign. Dress Down. I think that's worth not cracking the clue for. These other cards are great too. No, the Meteor, but we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, I'm going to take the Dress Down here. And then if they seem to be going off, I can just Dress Down, and that gives me time. But that is my blue card. 8 cards in hand. I can only imagine how much freaking artifact mana they have here. How many Spirit Guides they have. Surely they're going to... Yeah. So we're basically dead this turn. We just have to see which one they play. If they Thoughtseize, I'm going to go ahead and just play the Dress Down out. So the risk is they go ahead and do this, and then I Dress Down, and we get a turn. Yeah, I'm going to let it go. Because if I Dress Down, they just wait. Interesting. Well, very interesting. Okay, and now I can Solitude during their turn. Gosh, did I know that I was going to draw that? I think, yeah, there wasn't anything I could have done, I don't think. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play with the land. That has to happen. We'll attack. I think I need to Solitude this, and maybe they can't really use the ability if I Solitude now. I could go ahead and get the Stoneforge out. Yeah, I think I'm going to get the Stoneforge out. Then I'll just go get the... Because I have Meteor Sword that I can use next turn. And then that's like an extra body on the table at least. Okay, Assimilation Aegis. Now, I can just Solitude that. I think that needs to happen. They can't Pact. It's interesting that they chose to float this out. This tells me they probably have a backup one. Okay, so that's exiled. Now we will pass with Force Protected Dress Down. And then next turn we can start Meteor Sorting stuff. They may have, just because they had so many cards, they may have been pressured to play that out. They shocked that in. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and play this. And if they Pact, I'll just force the Balustrade Spy. Okay, this is good. Okay, so I get a card immediately. It says Solitude. That's not bad. That's interaction. Okay, they've still got 5 cards in their grip, and they have tons of mana. That's the scary thing. All right. So I think we just attack with this. I don't want to kill this because then they can potentially reanimate it. I'm going to go ahead and Brainstorm. I don't want this Tomio. It is a blue card for Force, but Felia coming in might be good because we could Felia and then this hits in their instep and then they die to it. They could just target me instead of targeting themselves. But Felia does give us recurring Meteor Swords. I think I have to put back the Ponder here. So Tomio flips and then I have clues I can crack and then I'll just chill. And I could either Meteor Sword or Solitude or crack a clue. I could do a lot of stuff. They don't have any green mana, so if they have a bunch of Once Upon a Times in their hand, maybe they can't use them. Okay, they're going to just attack me, which is totally fine. They do have Fell the Profane, potentially. They can hardcast it with 4 mana. Charbelcher. They don't immediately have the ability to activate. I can, if they put an LED on the stack, they could actually have... Yeah, I think I need to try to force here. And then maybe they Pact. Okay, we stopped it. I'm just going to draw a card. I'm going to hold... No. I think I'm going to put the Meteor Sword in so I can start blinking it. Okay, let's go regrow our Force. Oh, you know what? I can't start blinking it yet. Yeah, I think it's better. Like, I'll Felia in the instep. I'll just attack him for 1. It doesn't really matter. They're 12. Okay, and now I have to force something, and I still have Solitude up technically, but I need to get Felia on the table so I can start blinking the Meteor Sword, and that'll be our end game. Is we'll just deprive them of permanence. Okay, they have a green source. They're at 9. Meteor Sword can equip and do a lot of damage here if they keep attacking me, which they are. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to draw. Okay, that's the backup Tomio that I wasn't able to shuffle away earlier. Now Felia will come out. Consign's a great rip. Let's go ahead and attack, and we'll blink the Meteor Sword. Then it'll come back, and it'll just target the Greenland, I guess. And it's possible that when I crack this clue, I find a white source and I have Solitude up. Okay, they're going to do something here. Once upon a time, I will allow it. They revealed like that land. I'll just go after, I don't know, this Felmire. Black is the scary color. I don't really care about green. I guess I could have gone after that, but they'll just play it out. But like now, they can play it out untapped, and they'll still have access to green. So maybe I was supposed to go after that. They're dead on board because I can just equip the Meteor Sword if they attack with Balustrade Spy. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to draw my card, and then this should be pretty easy. I think we just equip, we blink that out, and then the game's over. We still have lots of things we can do. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, I'm just going to try to kill them. All right, any game actions here? All right, we got it. So I don't expect this one to be as easy. I think our opponent bricked really hard there, and I consider myself extremely lucky to have won that game. I'm just going to run it back. Rest down was MVP there, saving our bacon. All right, we don't keep no landers even against Oops All spells. That's just not how we roll. I don't like non-games. I'm willing to risk. Okay, this is Force Negation, which is not as good. We can easily put back this Meteor Sword, though. And then we have Felia Riddler combo to hopefully close. Force Negation, again, not stopping the actual problem creatures is a problem. But I'm just not gonna mull any deeper when I already have a force hand and like a pretty quick win if they stall out. Okay. They're playing it tapped. Like to see that. I think Ponder is what we're looking for here, just to find a force. There we go. There we go. Yeah. This way they can't Thoughtseize their way out of it. I don't need that island. So I'll shuffle that away and I'll just take the force now. They have 5 cards in their grip, 1 land. They tap it in. Man, they are like the most patient, non-aggressive opponent I've faced in a while. Okay, and we definitely do want to fetch here and get off of that island that's coming our way. We don't want that land. We need more action. Wow. Holy cow. Really? All right. Well, let's go get our planes. Let's flash in our dog. We'll untap. More land. Well, just in case I rip a consign, I do want to have an island up. So I'm going to go ahead and fetch proactively here. Island. Let's go ahead and do this. Riddler. One of these riddles has to hit a blue card. So if we brick twice and find land, we are vulnerable to Thoughtseize again in a very embarrassing way. All right, come on. Blue card. It's like more than half my deck. Never didn't have it. They bolted in. Okay, this is the turn. Do or die. Mox. If they have pack protection, we're dead. If they have Thoughtseize, we're not dead. Necessarily. That is an Undercity Informer. Okay. So they must have redundant win cons. I'm going to force. Surely you have a pact. I think this, maybe they're misreading, or maybe they really do need this man to win. But like being able to reload, I'm not going to kill them next turn. They have the freaking pact. So frustrating. All right. Well, we did everything we could. I don't think we mull again. We bricked on drawing these lands. You saw me shuffle one away. Yeah, it just sucks. I can't interact in any meaningful way. So the game's over. And then we're taking their sweet time there. So I'm just going to give it to them and move on with my life. All right. Round 4. We were 1-2 after the Bowmaster bug ruined our match. And then after Oops All Spells ruined that match by just existing. Okay, so on the draw, this is a double Tomio hand. We can just make them have answers for Tomio. We've got Pre-War, which doesn't do anything, but it does pair well with Solitude. We don't have white mana, but Solitude doesn't care if we don't have white mana. I'm going to keep this. I mean, one of the great things about this deck, if you're not going to have dual lands, Solitude gives you something to do with your white cards in the early games because you absolutely want to prioritize having islands. Oops All Spells. Hopefully not. If this is Oops All Spells, we're actually pretty well geared up to beat it. Orcish Bowmaster. Okay. Moonshadow. Okay, interesting. That's fine. Okay, land number 3 is not an island, unfortunately. Or not a plains. But I'm not expecting them to have any soft permission, so I can just remove this at will. I'd be more interested in removing their Bowmasters if they throw that out there. They're fetching. Moonshadow grows. Okay, there's the Bowmasters. That is fine. I'm not sure what I'm going to force here, but that's not it. Like, I'll just Solitude that. So they could have the Cycler. There's a risk. I can't block, actually. Never mind. I'll just take it. I'm almost certainly going to Solitude this next turn if I don't draw a white source. Okay, yeah. I'm really bummed that I'm not drawing a white source, but this plow will be good later. I'm going to go ahead and attack, and then I'm going to Solitude the Bowmasters, then I'm just going to immediately draw. Does that make sense? No, we can wait. They might put something even more appetizing on the stack. But now they're going to untap, and they could, in theory, like, even if we clear this, they could Bowmaster. So maybe that was the window to tap to draw without having to worry about Bowmaster. With the Bloom command, destroying my clue. So this could grow this. If there's a card in their graveyard, like if there's ever a 2-for-1 opportunity, it's probably this. Like a situation where I 1-for-2 myself. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and exile this, and I'll just draw, and then I'll decide what to do. Because this is maybe going to grow Moonshadow by 2. So that they're still going to get the other ability. It's not like I fizzled that. I did find a white source, so I think I just let this go, and this will grow and hit me for more. But I'm going to be able to plow it next turn. They found... Okay, so we're up against the Hogaak deck. This is a cool deck. I might play it on the channel. Dryad Arbor. So I'll come for 3. I'll just plow Moonshadow so I don't die. I'm a couple... Oh, they have the Hogaak right now? I mean, sadly, I think I'm supposed to plow this and ignore the Moonshadow for a couple more turns. Yeah, because this can keep coming back, and I believe in their ability to crank out more of those. So I'll take 3 here. It's not the biggest deal, but I'm going to be taking a lot next turn. Okay, there's the plains. I can actually just keep this for later. I'm going to go ahead and just remove this now. Then I'm going to attack, and I'm going to go ahead and crack the clue now so I can just get deeper without having to worry about Bowmasters. Okay, Brainstorm's good. That flips Tomio next turn. Tomio flipping takes a lot of the heat off. We still have Force blue card. This is going to grow. Sylvan Safekeeper. No. Thank you. I do not like that card. I can't stand this card. Okay, that's fine. Moonshadow grows. Moonshadow is going to grow again. You're going to get a lot of damage here. I'm aware of this. Okay, 6 damage. So we drop to 7, which is precisely the range of which... Oh, we'll drop to 6. This means Moonshadow is like a lethal attacker next turn, probably. Oh, we might drop even more. If they put a Hogaak in the yard, it's pretty terrifying. Okay, Citrus Supplier in the yard. We're taking 8. So I have to find a Plow or a Solitude plus white card off this Brainstorm, or else we just lose. Quantum Riddler's fine. So let's think about this. I think I just Brainstorm and I try to shuffle away these lands. Oh wait, we have to attack first. That has to happen. Okay. Let's think about this. So Stoneforge is a blocker, but it's not going to be big enough to block this. We're dead on board. So here's what I need to do. I need to put these lands back. She flips. She debuffs these at least, but she doesn't deal with the Moonshadow. Now I have to Prismatic Ending, shuffle. Are they going to... Oh, all right. And they still have 2 cards in the hand. So it's plus here. I'm going to fetch, shuffle away these islands. I'll just get another island. And this has to find a Solitude or a Plow, or else the game's over. Any order to shuffle? Okay, this could find a Solitude, right? This is it, Solitude or bust. We've already used 1. Okay, good game. Yep, they were aggressive enough. Them being on the play was probably a big part of it. Wrath of the Skies, get in the deck. Prismatic Ending as well. Force Negation gets out. It's not a good card here. Oh, wait, I need the Force of Wills. I don't want the Force Negation. Okay, and then Dress Down's pretty good. Pre-War might be good. I think Riddler's really slow here, frankly. I've been taking it out a lot against these Bowmaster decks anyway. The way we're going to win is we're going to just Wrath them and get them to like no material, and then we'll kill them with like a Solitude or an equipped Stoneforge or something. I'll keep all my equipment in the deck. We have enough blue cards that we can cast Force if we need to. Let's see, that's 17, 18. I think it's enough. It's not great, but Force is not spectacular against their deck. But the Wrath is going to be spectacular. Okay, this is not a keep. Like, it's just too slow. This is where it's at. So we can start with Tomio, and then we can work toward Wrath. I'm going to put back Solitude. Wrath is too good. I don't want to put it back. They mulled the 6 as well. So we do need to find a second white source for Wrath. All right, and flipping Tamio is big news if we get to do that. Like, because it does hold back a lot of their smaller creatures. Once. All right, they are fatal pushing around my brainstorm. That's good timing. Okay. Now I need like a Stoneforge or something. I'm going to brainstorm right now. I'm trying to find something good. Second white source. This is fine. I'll just play out the plans, and the next turn, I will have to draw these. I think Wrath, we want to hide it because we want them to overcommit. And then I'll hide this. If they thought sees me, they can take my brainstorm. I don't want them to take... Yeah, and then I have double plow up. This is actually a pretty good hand. I do think, depending on how things shake out, it might make sense to play Felia before we play. Does that make any sense? I don't think it necessarily does. Thoughtseize. It's going to work. They probably take the brainstorm here. If they have the annoying elf creature, then our plows are really bad, but they are still kind of like sinkholes. They should probably just take the plow here. They're going to have to work through them if they don't have the Elvish, whatever it's called. Okay, they took our Felia, which is probably the least impactful card I have here. But now they know that if they need to push this Tamio. I am going to play her out, though. Okay, and they may just push now. Top card of my deck is Wrath of the Skies. Yeah, that's fine. Next turn, I can brainstorm. Wrath is still safe on top of our deck. But I do need to find the second planes. There's a risk when I brainstorm that they have the Bowmaster, but I'll just address it. Frankly, I'm not going to wait around. I think they probably do have it. Force is out of here. Second land is out of here. Play this out, and we will chill with lots of plowing up if we absolutely need it, but really, we just want Wrath. Yep. I'm actually really... Yeah, that's fine. I actually want to draw the land off the top because then I can Wrath for 2. They're fetching. I just really want them to walk into this Wrath. Hogaak would be not a big deal because I have plow. I'll just let all these connect here, and then, yeah, instep plow Hogaak, and then Wrath would be pretty solid. But I want them to commit more material. I'll take 2. And they may be very careful about how they deploy these. We'll play this out and we'll pass. Yeah, they may just expect like a Wrath of the Skies type effect from our deck because we are on white. And then maybe like, why aren't they plowing? It's a lot of mana. White? Okay. All right, interesting. Well, I am going to go ahead and just get rid of their board now. I'll just fetch to thin because I don't want to cast Brainstorm even if I find it. I have to Wrath this turn. They're down to 1 card. So let's go ahead and Wrath. I'll just save some energy here. They're not going to be able to use this white at all. All right. And they've drawn a lot of land here, so maybe they brick. They don't have the ability to deploy a Hogaak even if they find him, and they know I've got 2 plows in my hand. So now is when I need a threat. That's fine. I'll play it out. So I'll build up a lot of mana, and then I'll be able to cast the Meteor Sword if I need to manually cast it. I think actually I would take a Brainstorm here. Like I would actually shuffle. This is fine. I'll just play it out. Go ahead. Citrus Supplier is fine. I don't fear Hogaak. That is a Beseju. Yeah, nothing they can use there. I'm going to fetch the thin. I'll grab a plains just in case. Let's draw. Okay, Prismatic Ending. Probably worth using. I'm trying to think. This might enable like Hogaak later. Is this even worth hitting? It is going to save me 1 damage per turn cycle. I think it's worth doing. They've got 3 cards in their grip. So these might be like Bowmasters. They may have Cabal Therapy or something like that they're trying to draw to before they deploy threats. Okay, I'm just going to untap. Come on, Stoneforge. That's fine. That is a 1-for-1 at this point. Like I don't know if they have Green Sun, but I could counter that. They're just chilling. Let's draw another card. I think I will ponder, and then I can just choose whether I want to keep it. Yep, these are great. Exceptional cards. So I want the Felia, then I'll Stoneforge next turn. And then I can immediately Blinker and start getting value. And I'll just chill because I might want to Hardcast Force. I definitely don't want to fetch. More land. Love it. They cracked the land immediately. That's fine. I will allow it. Thoughtseize. I think I could just play out our dog. I mean, they may have like interactive stuff. I'm going to play out the dog. And they can't Thoughtseize the top of my deck, which is the really good card. They'll probably just take a plow here. And then they'll probably kill my dog. Yep. That happens. I think I should go pre-war here. It's pretty insane. I can immediately cast it. Yeah, this is going to break this match open. We're going to get Felia here. I actually... No, I couldn't have held it up. I needed to cast it if I want to immediately start getting the value. But they know I can't use my force. Yeah, they just skipped to that. Okay. And that's how we're going to win this, is through just patient, deliberate, like 2-for-1s where we can get them. Let's run it back. All right, game 3. I'm loving this hand. This has an answer to pretty much anything. And we've got Stoneforge, which is probably our best card in the matchup, just because it's our 2-for-1 engine. We can pre-war. Yeah, I'll go to pre-war with the Stoneforge, assuming we get that far. They may have a Thoughtseize. The main thing I'm worried about is Elvish Reclaimer. I think as long as we keep Elvish Reclaimer at bay, we're okay. That's fine. They may have Snuff out in their deck. We haven't seen it yet, but that would make sense. Felia, love it. I'm not going to use the Ponder. Let's play this out and I'll pass. I don't think that they're playing Oppo Agent. If they are, I might have to Emergency Force. But now I have Solitude and Force up, so I have lots of reactive goodness. Thoughtseize. Yeah, I'm not happy about this, but I'll just allow it. I imagine they're taking Stoneforge here. Because if they take Felia, then I can Stoneforge and go get pre-war. Yep. So if I do find another Stoneforge, then I can Stoneforge, get pre-war, bring Stoneforge back, get another equipment. It'll be pretty disgusting. Like, basically, the existence of pre-war is completely warping how they're playing, I bet. It's just so good against them. Is this a force? I think I probably have to force this, sadly. I don't like to force it, but yeah. It's just too good. Because they're going to have lands. Like, we're not going after the lands at all. So, if I draw a Brainstorm, I'll be happy that I didn't. Okay, that's a good card. All right, we're just going to chill. And this basically means that this would have been okay. We could have just Wrathed. So, but we don't know that we're going to find out planes. I'm going to keep the planes in the deck as long as I can. But I probably actually need to go ahead and do something here. We'll see what they do. Okay, and this is a simple... Let's play a Felia, and then they can take one of my cards. Because Felia gives us, like, you know, insane top decks from here. So they'll probably take Wrath here. Solitude is still a few turns away, but it'll be a 2-for-1 when it arrives. Okay, and now I'm really glad I countered Sylvan Safekeeper because we'd just be completely screwed. All right. Come on, top decks. Let's go find something with Ponder. Let's find a Stoneforge. I mean, Wrath doesn't actually do it. Oh, I hate to say it, but I think this is just a shuffle. Yeah, these aren't what we need here. We need like a Stoneforge. Force doesn't help either. I'm just going to go ahead and attack. Blink this out of the way. So our hand is pretty jank right now. We knew from those top cards it would be a while before we found the second planes. We could have brainstormed to bring it about, but I don't like brainstorming just because there's a lot of risk involved. They can attack for 2 here. As long as Felia's alive, she can blink this. Okay, white. Problematic. But we can Solitude it. They're down to 1 card over there. Come on, white card. Or better yet. Oh, so potentially so good. I think we do have to sadly do this. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I hate doing this, but like, if we don't find the planes, this will completely take over the game. You have to respect White of the Reliquary. And so this gets exiled. It doesn't grow the Moonshadow. Not that it would really matter. Then I just attack. I blink out Moonshadow, and I do 2 damage. And our hand does nothing at this point. We have to find a Stoneforge or a pre-war. Either of those cards, and we're totally back in it. They can attack for 3 here, 4, probably 5 or 6 if they want it, depending on how they use their cards. Thoughtseize, love it. Take this off my hands. It's not going to do anything in this game, unfortunately. So they'll come for 3. Are they going to waste their own Wasteland to get additional attack power? I've got pressure on them. It's not a lot. I can just reset this Moonshadow when I attack. But they know that. So, okay, come on. Stoneforge. Meteor Sword. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything. It's too expensive to cast. It's pretty much the worst top deck in the deck other than, just one of these out of the way. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'll just come with that. If they want to block with one of these, that's fine. I don't think they will. And the Moonshadow won't see it. They're 10. They're definitely winning the race because they're attacking for at least 3. Another Moonshadow. Okay. So just attack for 1. Like they can kind of kill me from out of nowhere next turn if they want to. I really need a good top deck now. There we go. So I'm going to get, if I get Assimilation Aegis, I can make one of these creatures into a Moonshadow and kill them next turn. There's risk associated with that. I don't think they can kill me from where they are right now. Next turn. I think I just need pre-war. Pre-war gets back a blocker, and it's a pretty big blocker. And then I'll get the Assimilation Aegis anyway. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to attack. I'll happily trade Felia for this thing. But I need to go ahead and blink this. So if they want to block, they're not doing it. I might just die. We'll see. So I get this back. Felia grows. I'll get the Aegis. I also have Meteor Sword next turn, which may be faster. I could Meteor Sword and then kill both of these. Yeah, they may not be able to win. I can also chump. No, I can't chump with Moonshadow attacking. It's Menace. Okay, that's great. The swamp is really good for me. So I don't have blocks. So I am going to go ahead and put in Meteor Sword, and then I'll just blink it, and I'll use it to kill the other Moonshadow. It's a good draw. So I can... oh yeah, I just... Aegis hit Moonshadow, and then I equip Felia, and... because it's 2 to equip, and then Felia is lethal. They'll be forced to block. So this should make it like a 8/8, I believe. And now their Ignoble Hierarchs are going to bite it. They could have Fatal Push here, which would be a huge setback. But I don't know that I'm dead to it. It's Bowmaster? What is this? Beseiju. Okay, so unfortunately they're going to get their guy back. I get a land. I do want to get a land. Okay, let's go get another plains here, I think. Just in case, like, I don't think there's a big risk here. Let's go ahead and attack, and I'm going to just blink the Stoneforge so I have a blocker. Next turn, they're Hellbent. And this grows my Felia to near lethal. The next turn, I can put Meteor Sword in, and I can attack. It won't be lethal, though. That was a cool use of Beseiju. Okay, so nothing to get. This has been a great game. Regardless of what happens, I'm happy to be playing matches like this instead of just playing against Oops. So they could waste their own Bayou, get 2 cards into the thing. Is that enough? I don't think it is. Because then they won't get, like, if they attack with both, they don't get the thing. They need like a Bowmaster or something else. Maybe a fetch. I think with a fetch, maybe they could win. And to be clear, had I done the Meteor Sword, they wouldn't have this and I would have been safer. Okay, they're going to take the Meteor Sword most likely. Because it's death for them. Whereas pre-war is merely near death. They could win from here, but like, I can just push something out of the way. Okay, they are attacking here just with 1 for 4 damage. I'll take it. Do you want to go ahead and waste and make it 6? You could do that. I will have double blockers next turn. I think they may be able to win. They may be able to throw the needle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this first. I can bring back a Stoneforge Mystic, and then I can equip this to my Felia, so I can do more and have 3 things. Yeah, I think that's good. No, wait, I don't have the mana because it's 3 mana to equip this. Oh, wait. So I put this. Yeah, I'll just tap this to put it in. We'll get the Stoneforge back. Okay, and then I'm just going to move it over. So I've got a bigger blocker here. Oh, I can reset this one. They know I can reset it. That's why they're not wasting it. So, am I dead? So let's think. I can block 1. I am going to go ahead and reset this one. No, wait, I could just reset this, and then I have an extra blocker. It doesn't matter, though. So I'll have to block, like... They'll just throw one of these in front of it. And then that'll actually grow both of these. Huh. I don't think I can win, unfortunately. So I blink this out, and then it doesn't see this die. But then I only... Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and do that. They could also double block, but they would die concurrently. I'm pretty sure we're just screwed. I'll blink this one as the larger of the 2. That may seem counterintuitive. There's nothing to bring back with pre-war, so I would have normally just blinked that. They'll just chump with this. This will grow. Then they just waste their own land, and they have plenty of attack power. That's fine. Okay, so that grows, but the other one doesn't. Now I can just block the larger of the 2. The other one comes back as a 7/7. My Felia does not grow. I could just move pre-war over to this one, and then attack for lethal next turn if they attack with both Moonshadows. I think they have to attack with both Moon Shadows, and I think I can deflect it. Because as long as one of them is only a 4/4, I'll be fine. And Felia will survive, because I don't think there's a way they can get the Moon Shadow large enough that it can kill Felia. So Felia can just push the Ignoble Hierarch out of the way and win that way. I think I've got several paths to victory, and they only have a few on their side. Fatal Push would be exceptional. Like, if that's their card, they win. Because they can just push my Felia and I can't block. And I'll definitely take the damage. So it could be that I shouldn't have used well, I needed pre-war so I could have Felia up, but I could have like just played a Felia from hand and legend rolled the old Felia if they pushed it, but they wouldn't be tapped. Yeah, I don't know. Leave a comment with a timestamp if you think I've misplayed this somehow. It's been incredibly close. They're definitely favored in this matchup, so I feel lucky to have performed as well as I have. Okay, they're going to combat. Okay, and they're just not attacking. They're not blocking. That's great for me. So I get another turn cycle where I can do stuff. Let's see what I get. All right. So if I brainstorm and I'm wrong, we're super duper dead. They may have the Bowmasters. Simple thing to do is just attack with this again and replay the previous turn. But now I've got 3 blockers. And I've got brainstorm and lots of mana. So I think I'll do that. So they're probably going to throw that under. That's fine. And so they're going to have 2 1/1 Moon Shadows. Or, yeah, one of them will grow. But now, even if they Fatal Push, I've got... I can block at least one of them. So I'll just chill. I definitely could have moved that over, but I'm thinking, like, if they don't have Bowmasters exactly, like, if they tap out in combat, this is fine. This will grow them. It only grows once, regardless of how many cards go to the yard. And the second that they attack, they're dead on the crackback. We've basically got them on the abyss with Felia. I just need to make... Like, if they make their move with this Bayou, then I can brainstorm and maybe find a Plow or a Solitude. I'm just not going to risk a Bowmasters at this point. Okay, and now I can just target that one and shrink it back down. So that's what I'll do. I'm just going to play super patient. Let's think. It sucks. I think I just move this out of the way and attack, and we just keep playing this turn over and over. I can move this in the end step over to a different creature if I want to. I think they just block with Stitcher Supplier and hope to yeet like a Hogaak into the yard. Okay, so this one grows, but the other one doesn't see it. There's the Hogaak. Okay. I can just push Hogaak out of the way, though. This is a 4/4, so it's basically big enough to kill. Again, I'm not sure if I'm misplaying. Bowmaster with one of these would be death. I definitely need to find a Plow in my top cards. I didn't play an island because I want to maximize the ability of finding like maybe double Plow. Okay, there's the Bowmasters. So we can brainstorm now. I was correct in waiting. All right, I can just force it, but then I'm dead to either of these attacking, but they don't know that. I could Solitude now. I can't force and Solitude right now, unfortunately. I do think I want to force this because it's definitely a damage either way, and it's a lot of bodies. But this will be one that goes to the graveyard. So I will have to double block, and the other one will be if I force, they waste their own land. So I'll be dead if I force this, actually. I need to Solitude one of these things. So they are going to get Hogaak. Oh, but they'll have to tap most of their stuff to get Hogaak. I could just cast Solitude next turn and clear Hogaak. But I definitely can't force this, unfortunately. It sucks, but I can't. So what am I going to do? They have 1 card left. They don't have any more mana. I'll just keep the Solitude up in case of an absolute emergency here. Okay, this resolves. Crazy game. A fitting climax. And if they trade with pre-war, that's no big deal. I can just flash in Felia in the end step. Like, I will definitely double block a Moon Shadow if they throw it my way. No, wait. Can they win anyway? Yeah, if I had forced, they definitely could win. But they can't necessarily win now. Because this would have gone to the graveyard, which would have triggered. Now they can trigger twice. My hope is that they just go for Hogaak here. And I can play out of Solitude. Because Solitude will... Yeah, they're going for the Hogaak. This is great. This is the dream. So I Solitude the Hogaak. And then I attack with Felia. Blinking the Solitude and taking something else out too. This is... absolutely like a brain buster of a match. This is so fun. Okay, so this is out. They don't have good attacks. Okay. Let's draw. So we do have the force back if we want it. Solitude. Congratulations, you just gained a life. Let's go ahead and attack. You don't have a good enough blocker for this. Let's blink this. That is fine. They're clinging to life there, sacking their creature where they don't have to. Right. And now Solitude will return and take out the big Moon Shadow, giving them even more life. We got lots of blockers up. I don't see them getting through. They need a good rip is what they need. Scooped. That was freaking exceptional games. GG's as always, match. Enjoy playing with you. See you in the final round. Final round. It looks like we're likely up against a blue-black tempo player. I like this hand a lot because we have Brainstorm and then we shuffle. That could be a problem. If they have Thoughtseize, they take our Brainstorm and then our Rudderless. So I actually think I'm going to mulligan this just out of concern for Thoughtseize. Their most recent list, which we should look at, does play 4 Thoughtseize here. They're playing basically the bigger version of blue-black tempo. If they're on combo, obviously it's sad that we're putting this back, but I think we can do okay if we mull. This is so much better. I'm so glad I mulliganed. Let's put back the redundant Tommy here. Or I could put back Solitude. I actually think I put back Solitude here. Because this way, like, they're probably going to kill my first Tomio or counter it. Strand. They were on blue-black as of a week ago. Okay, they're on blue-red. Storm Chaser. Okay. So we'll play out the Tomio and we'll see whether that gets dazed. And of course, if she dies, Felly is able to straight delete these, which will be pretty awesome. They didn't daze there. They may have a 2-mana play, or they may just not have had daze. Ponder, trigger. Right, they're fetching. Lightning bolt on our poor girl. She's down. You're going to hit for 3 here. There's a 1-for-1. So what I'll do is I'll just play the Tomio number 2 here, and then we'll have the potential for a Brainstorm if we need it. Riddler is okay. It's not phenomenal rip. Unfortunately, if I fetch here, I am fetching off of, like, I would love for them to force this, but like the way they're hesitating makes me think they do have a force. Yeah, that's good for me. So the card that Rich pitched was a second Storm Chaser talent. I'm going to go ahead and get an island, and I'm going to try to line up land number 3 here. And it does need to be a Plains, so I can get Felia and Riddler going. Pretty much perfect. If we absolutely need to force something, we can here. Then I'll take the Plains. We just need to stay alive for a little bit longer and we'll be okay. Brainstorm can be pitched. This is Merc, and it's going to get forced. For sure. Yeah, and now they're without anything going on. Yeah, I'll just pitch the Brainstorm here. Next turn, I just wait for them to attack. Yeah, they don't have a lot going on over there. I feel like I'm in a very favored position. Play this. We'll pass. And if they attack, like if they play a land or do anything, then I can, yeah, they're going to surveil a bit. Yeah, they're on the 19 land build, which makes sense. Okay, they've been a Wasteland, which is a good bin. They can regrow, but they don't actually have any instants or sorceries to target here. They could have a Bolt in hand, which would be a bummer. But I'm not going to risk losing Felia to combat. Like, they'll have to Bolter or Unholy Heater. Okay. Okay, wow. This is huge. I'm going to go ahead and do this immediately. Then we're going to do this. And this will probably just be the game if this works. 2 cards. Boom. Dress down. That's cool. Let's go ahead and attack. And we are so far ahead, it's not even funny. So when this re-enters, I'm actually going to Brainstorm because I get 2 cards. And after this, I'll have too many cards. So I'll do it with the draw trigger on the stack. So this comes in. Draw trigger goes on the stack. I'm going to Brainstorm now. So I get 2 cards. Okay. And now we can just put this back and this back. Then we draw for turn. Or we draw for Riddler. And we have a plow up. Like, it's difficult to imagine us dying from here. Solitude and plow. Yeah, good game. So they were very aggressive there, and I don't think it paid off for them. But this is a very bad matchup for them. Hydroblast gets in the deck. This is a Wrath of the Skies matchup. And I'm going to bring in Prismatic Ending as well. I'm tempted to just take out all my forces here. We do need to trim. I mean, I could trim Tommy's. We did trim all. Yeah, I'll trim Tommy. I'm like barely even blue at all now. Excuse me. Tommy is pretty good at distracting them, though. I think I play the Tommies and I cut some of the Riddlers. But we're very much planning to just win on the back of exiling their stuff. Main challenge is going to be getting our second white source so we can start casting Wrath. Wrath will be devastating against them for sure. And sorry for clearing my throat earlier. Just trying to talk here after a big meal. All right. Yeah, I mean, hands don't get a lot better than this. So, yeah, I mean, they're desperately mulling. They mulled in the first game, but I mulled too. But being on the play, mulling, bobble. So if they had DRC, they would have done that in a different sequence. They're bobbling themselves to see whether they want to draw this card. Okay, so we're going to have Hydroblast, which is good here. So we can hit a... they're going to fetch before the bobble draw. Okay, they take the card. Beautiful. So we've got Hydroblast up for Cutter. Cutter's the scariest card in their deck. I'm not worried about Otters. I'm worried about Cutter. So this is fine. Yeah, I mean, like our deck is basically Delver's worst nightmare. It's hard to imagine a worse matchup for them. Other than like just straight up like Death and Taxes. That would be probably the worst matchup. That's fine. I am going to jam a Stoneforge into a potential Daze because that is not a problem. I've got a backup Stoneforge. And next turn it will not be Dazeable. They do have the Daze. Okay. And the Prowess trigger happens on their turn when they can't use it. So next turn I will just go get Pre-War and we'll hope that they can't do enough damage in time. They could go for a large Merc, but I do have Solitude. Pre-War can go get the Aegis, and then we can pitch to kill with Solitude. Okay, they bin the Quarry. Interesting. That tells me they probably already have a Quarry. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Ponder. All right, first chunk of life we're taking here. That's fine. They're down to 2 cards over there. Wrath of the Skies is a Righteous Rip, and it's a card we can pitch to pitch for Solitude if we need to. So I'll just go get our Pre-War here, and we'll just pass with Hydro up. They daze once, but they could absolutely have a second daze, but it's definitely not going to look as appealing now. So I'm going to let this through, and if it gets really big and out of control, then I can Hydro one of them, but I just want to take this damage. I don't want to lose this. Okay, so this is targeting me directly. Oh, let's think about this. If their last card is like a daze, we could take a ton of damage and bolt damage. I could just take out one of these, and then I could also Solitude to clear one. I think I just don't want to die. I don't want to get too low. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to kill this. I mean, if I just draw a white card, I'll feel pretty, or a white source, I'll feel pretty dumb for fighting back here. So we're taking 5, we're dropping to 11. I think I allow that, and just for the potential upside of being able to Wrath. Okay, so now I am going to Solitude because they're Hellbent, and I don't want to take this damage. And then I can just put in Pre-War and get it back, and we'll be fine. Yeah, I don't want to take any more damage here. Gosh, if I draw a Plains, I'll feel so dumb. If I just take this 3. Yeah, I think I just take the 3. I'm not even sure that it was correct to Pyro. Yeah, but we would have taken a lot more. Okay, they're Hellbent. Let's draw the white source and just simplify this. I'm going to Brainstorm and hopefully hit a land. Wait, I could just Tommy and then Brainstorm? I'll just do that. Okay, so unfortunately we didn't find what we needed. This is actually pretty awkward. I don't want this. No, I actually want to be sure that this is in the deck when I Pre-War next turn. So they have to draw something that gives them action. They could just regrow a Bolt and try to flam us out. That's pretty terrifying. Okay, this is fine. They have a Bolt? Yeah, this is totally fine. Right? Like, we've got another one on top and I've got another Brainstorm? Yeah, this is fine. Huh. Do I just want to Pre-War here? I know I want that equipment, and yeah, I'm just going to Pre-War now. And then we get this back, and we go get the thing that exiles them. And we shuffle, and hopefully we find a land next turn. Yeah, I will take the Assimilation Aegis just because it pitches, it gives me Solitude pitch cast if I need it. Like if they do have a Merc here, I will need to clear it. Of course, I can just clear it with the Assimilation Aegis. Okay, so they're not going to have good attacks this turn. They're looking at their own top card to decide whether to shuffle. And now we can just pressure, like slow and steadily. If we find a white source, I probably will just blow up their board. Second Wrath. I think I'm going to go ahead and play this out. And I'm going to try to find a land here. Okay, they had the Pyro. Well, that is unfortunate, but I still get my cards. So it's a 1-for-1. Okay, and we found the Prismatic Vista. So I think we just chill with Prismatic Vista in hand. Cards that I don't need. I don't need Assimilation Aegis. I don't need Wrath number 2. Let's play this out. I'll go ahead and attack, and then I can just chill. I can fetch and get a Hydro if I absolutely need it. That's fine. But like just when they get to 4 mana and are able to start regrowing stuff, those Storm Chaser talents are going to be gone. I am going to clean those up next turn. We're running basics, targeting that is okay. Again, these all get swept up. They get an extra card. They're fetching. They're going to try to deploy now, and we'll just take out the Otter as well. They will have 1 card left, but I'm going to just Wrath for 3 and keep a Hydro up. That is a big creature. I could just take it. They have 3 bolts in their graveyard. I think I just take it. So I'm at 5 functionally. I mean, I can always plow my own creature if I need to. All right, so we're drawing wild. Belly is a great rip. Wrath. They may just concede here. Okay, they haven't conceded yet. So we'll start attacking them. They're at 11. Because we have the Solitude and the Hydroblast, I have basically 0 fear. The kind of upset they're going to need is going to involve more than 2 cards in hand. TRC's fine. Murktide's fine. I'll just plow him. So they're hellbent. I'm just going to use the mana efficiently, and I'm going to Hydro here. Wait. No, I'll hold this just in case, because I can just plow and end. And we're just going to take it super slow. Tomio comes down. Now we've got our card draw engine. Now we attack and we pass. So they have 19 life because of the plow, but it's fine. Even if they find another Merc, we've got that covered. Okay, Meteor Sword. I think we attack first and we just wait until they're in step and then we Meteor Sword. And then I can also put Felia in. And then we'll start taking their lands. But I'd rather take something other than land because they don't really need a lot of land. So we'll see if they play something out that we can Meteor Sword in the end step. I screwed up the sequencing. They could have a Daze in hand. I need to wait. Yeah, I don't want this Felia to get countered. It would be dumb. Okay, and I could have cracked a clue there too. That's another sick rip. All right. Game is very over. So I'll just Felia in the end step this turn. I'm not going to flip. I could also equip the Meteor Sword just to get the final damage if I need it. Ponder's fine. A very minor note, but I think they actually screwed up by exiling the bolts because those are cards that could regrow later. Shouldn't matter. Okay, and if they have Unholy Heat, I could just stop it. Targeting me. I'm trying to think if there's any reason to stop this, but I'll stop it. I just like having a little bit more life here. They said last bolt, GG's. GG's, Demers. Okay, so that was a 3-2. Of course, one of those losses was due to the BOWMASTER bug. And I will maintain that had we gotten a game 3 and we not been completely devastated in that game that we were absolutely winning by that BOWMASTER bug, we would have done well there. But I did get a full refund for the league, so the fact that I got a chest on top of it is just icing on the cake. The list feels great. I'm going to continue to play this. I don't really feel the need to make any changes. I like the dress down main. It did come up against Oops. It just didn't save us in, like, it saved us in one of the games. It is nice. I like having the 5th force. I like just having lots of pitch spells because if you survive the end game, survive the early game, you're very likely to win. The Hydroblast came up really big in the final round. That was pretty clutch. Just being able to not have to sweat their red spell so much. Wrath of the Skies continues to impress as a 3-of. We got to cast it several times this league. I'm still standing by a Prismatic Ending, although I can understand that, like, but what do you put in this place? Like, we've already got the best free counter magic. We've got max on those. We've already got Consign, which is just bonkers. As much as I dislike the card, and I'm not a fan of the art, I have to accept that, like, it's just what is keeping us from, like, an Ugin Ultimate, or Ugin Planewalker meta, basically. Like, we need this card. It saved me so many times in paper and here on MTGO that you can watch. If you're new to my channel, I've got tons of awesome video leagues where I'm playing no reserve list decks like this that you can build for a few $100s. Legacy doesn't have to be expensive. Tell your friends who are, like, broke college students and stuff, high school students, like, be like, hey, you can get into Legacy too. You got a friend who's just down on their luck. Maybe they just got out of, like, a divorce or got out of rehab or something, or looking for something to do. Legacy is an excellent way to use your brain and to make friends. Almost everybody I meet in the Legacy community is chill. Send them to this channel and tell them like, hey, watch some of these videos, figure out a deck that you like, spend a few $100s, build it, and go find a weekly. And if you can't find a weekly, just, playtest with friends. You can, I'm not going to say you can't like print some proxies and playtest. Like I used to do that a lot when I was younger. And eventually you'll build up like a big collection and stuff. And this will become a multi-year hobby. But, the first step is just having something that is viable where like, hey, if there is a sanctioned event, you can go and you don't need to, have like a bunch of underground seas. Like, what am I going to do? I have to take out all 4 underground seas. How am I ever going to win? Don't worry. I've got a blue-black deck blue-black mid-range deck that they can win pretty well without, underground seas, right? You don't need to have tundras to be able to play blue-white control, right? I just demonstrated that. So, enjoy Legacy as a form, as a field, as a pastime, as a gateway to just chill human beings around the US, around Brazil, around Japan. Lots of chill folks in Italy. I haven't been out there yet. I'm going to make it out there. But like the vibe that I've heard is just like Legacy players are the most chill. And you're going to have a really fun time. Until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.